Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. As usual, back to let you know what's happening with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Super Falcons as well. There's a couple of updates coming out from their camp, and it's coming off of that great performance yesterday where we saw them defeat Cameroon 2-0. But the coach has a mixed feeling concerning the performance of his players. And on one hand, he is praising them for prosecuting the job, keeping a clean sheet, winning that game in a fine manner, especially when you consider how they played in the first half. But the coach is also, on the other hand, pointing out a few places that he feels that the girls need to improve when they go for the Nations Cup next month. And he also used the opportunity to call out to NFF, appealing to them to find a way to actually add a couple of friendlies for them to utilize, for him to utilize to execute his plans, his strategy, as well as feature a lot of players that he feels that still needs to try out, before picking out the squad for the WAFCON competition. You recall that their friendly against Cameroon was actually supposed to be a two-legged friendlies, but it was cancelled. One of it was cancelled because the Cameroonian team didn't really arrive as planned. They didn't arrive on time, so there wasn't enough room for two games. But at the end of the day, it would have done the Super Falcons a huge favor, just like the coach is saying right now, that they need more friendlies. Although it looks like they have a friendly against Portugal this month. Although that one is still pending, it could be cancelled, anything could happen, or we could see more friendlies being added into the list before the WAFCON competition. But the coach is really holding out for NFF to try and do something to help him prepare these girls, especially when it comes to assessing the squad, the players he has on the ground, featuring them in friendly games, and then seeing who performs best and who he needs to include in the final list for the African Cup of Nations. So the coach of the Super Falcons, Osimhen Maddov, said when he was appraising the girls' performance, he said, "I wanted to appreciate the players for their performance this evening. For us, it is still a work in progress. We are still trying to put our preparations together, but we must commend the girls for the gallant effort they put in as far as today's game is concerned. We all know games between Nigeria and Cameroon. On paper, they look friendly, but we all know there is always the prestige at stake, and everybody tries as much as possible not to disappoint your fellow countrymen." And then going forward, in terms of appealing to the NFF and talking about he needing more friendlies to get the best squad for the WAFCON. He said, "I must confess that I've appreciated the opportunity of playing more games so we can test our philosophies and the strategies we intend to adopt in the Nations Cup. It could also have given us the opportunity to giving a lot of other players the chance to show what they can also do, which we can use to determine who we will take to the Nations Cup. We have to make do with what we have and try as much as possible to maximize these opportunities and ensure we do our best and get the girls very prepared before the WAFCON. This is where we are. We cannot begin to look back and make excuses. We must keep working and ensuring that we put the team together that will make Nigerians very proud. There are high expectations each time we go out to play. We must ensure the standard is sustained, and then we try to improve on what the team has achieved so far. We have an objective, and we will try as much as possible to do what will make Nigerians happy, which is winning the trophy." So that's what the coach has come out to say. And frankly, if you look at his appeal, you would see reasons why they deserve more friendlies. And just to make the matters worse, the last time we saw Super Falcons come out to play a friendly or any serious competition at all was a long time ago. I think it was up to 8 months, because if I'm remembering correctly, the last time they played the game was against Algeria, which was back in October of 2024. And ever since then, we've not really seen them regroup, and it's not their fault. It's completely not their fault. It's the fault of NFF, who at some point felt like they were abandoned. They abandoned the Super Falcons, and kind of just left them without fixing any friendlies. But I think it's still, there's still a chance that friendlies could be fixed by the NFF, especially if they see this appeal from the coach demanding this friendlies as a very vital step towards making sure that the girls are ready, so that they will go out there in Morocco, which is actually where the Nations Cup is going to be played, and then get the best result, which is winning the trophy. If we win it, it's going to be our 10th time, which will be like extending the record. No one has won it 9 times before, but we are gone in for the 10th one, and I'm sure NFF would want the girls to go and lift the trophy. So I mean, why not? They should do the needful and listen to what the coach is saying and assist him with anything that he needs, whether it's friendly, whether it's infrastructure, facility, whatever he needs. I think it makes sense for them to listen to him and hear him out. Well, let's move on, guys, into the camp of the Super Eagles. Of course, the boys trained yesterday and they are expected to continue their training today. Coach Chelle obviously has, I would say, he has an ample time to actually, do a couple of trainings before this game. Usually, we don't see him have up to like 3 or 4 days in between the next game. But it seems like this Russian game gives them a little bit of time to add in more training sessions. Yesterday done, today they will hope to complete another one, and then tomorrow complete the final one before going out to play the friendly on Friday. But with that being said, Coach Chelle has not come out to give an explanation as to why he didn't call Victor Osimhen for these games. He didn't call him for the Unity Cup game. Of course, we know that that was, for the reason that he was still playing games for Galatasaray. But then there is this game against Russia coming up on Friday. Why didn't he call him? Because obviously Osimhen is done with Galatasaray duty. So a lot of people thought that, okay, at least he should have made this list, for the Russian game. So Coach Chelle says the real reason why he has decided not to call Victor Osimhen is because he wants to protect his physical and mental well-being, especially during this period that the man is looking for how to sort out his future. Of course, he's set to return to Napoli, and then it's going to be a really busy next couple of days, regarding negotiations going on with other clubs and where he's going to play next season. So Coach Chelle said he left him out because Osimhen truly needs this time to focus on how to, plan his future, where he wants to play, and all those kinds of things. He said that's the reason why he didn't include Victor Osimhen in the list. And Coach Chelle also went further to predict clubs that Osimhen might end up playing. Chelle mentioned Barca, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Real Madrid. These are the 4 clubs that he predicted that Victor Osimhen will possibly move into. So is this a hint that Osimhen might actually join one of these clubs? Has he told the coach his next move? This still remains to be seen. Of course, there's still interest from the Saudi Pro League with Al Hilal, who are planning to break the bank to get Victor Osimhen. I'm hearing the deals is prepared to worth over 200 million euros in 3 years. So there are lots of options, but Osimhen has made it clear time and again that he wants to stay in Europe because he's still young, he's still ambitious, he wants to compete at the highest level. So this is probably why maybe he won't take the Saudi Arabian deal. But that still depends on how the agreement and negotiation goes with the Chelsea, the Barca, Manchester United, and all of these clubs that are interested in him. Because at the end of the day, if they can pay his wages, which Osimhen is not willing to back down on, he's not willing to reduce or compromise his wages. So if they can't agree on this, then I'm afraid Osimhen might have to go to Saudi Arabia and play with Al Hilal. For me, if it happens, I wouldn't necessarily see it as a bad move. But again, I'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens in the coming days.